What's up, gamers and nerds? It's Sean of Video Games in the World. I am back after a 2-week absence because of medical concerns. I had surgery. Don't worry, it's nothing bad, but I had to take a long rest and not risk it. But now that I am back, it's time for the news of the week. So I hope you all had a very good Thanksgiving with your family, and I hope you guys didn't overeat too much. So, let us begin. Our first news is a Sonic spinoff and a new live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie racing to theaters in 2028. Paramount has added an untitled Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film on November 2017, 2028, as well as an untitled Sonic Universe event film on December 22, 2028. The studio also announced plans to bring Top Gun back to the big screen on May 13, 2026, in honor of its 40th anniversary. Glad they're bringing Top Gun back to the big screen for its 40th anniversary. Top Gun is one of the best movies I have ever seen when I was a kid, and the sequel, Top Gun Maverick, was phenomenal as well. When I look at Top Gun Maverick, I always say that this is an example on how to bring back the classics. Bring back the old characters to mentor the younger ones, work them in, win us over, and then pass it on to a new generation. Now, Paramount is keeping the details for the Ninja Turtles and Sonic films under wraps. All that is confirmed so far is that Neil H. Moritz, the brain behind the successful Sonic the Hedgehog trilogy, is also behind the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles films. Hopefully he doesn't screw this up. However, the TMNT movie is going to be a lighthearted, family-friendly blend of CGI animation and live action. I just hope to God that they don't use AI. And in the words of Rian Johnson, fuck AI. This movie will be the first live-action movie since the ill-fated 2016 movie Out of the Shadows. To be honest, I kind of hope that they would make a TMNT movie that is dark and edgy, much like the comics. Because remember, the comics have humor, but they're dark and edgy compared to the cartoons and other movies as well. As for the Sonic movie, we all know that the upcoming movie, Sonic the Hedgehog 4, is coming on March 19, 2027. But this upcoming spin-off is separate from the upcoming fourth movie in the series. So for this spin-off, I say, don't screw this up. Please, por favor. For 50 years, Super Sentai has been very iconic in Japan, and this long-running series was the basis for the American adaptation of the series known as the Power Rangers. We know that the Power Rangers began in 1993, which is about 5 teenagers chosen by an intergalactic being known as Zordon to fight against evil. They were given the power to transform into a superhuman fighting force and would summon colossal assault vehicles known as Zords. Since then, there have been various other teams. Some were loved, others loathed. Now, it has been announced not long ago that the Super Sentai series is coming to an end, with its final show called Gozyuger. However, tokusatsu shows like Kamen Rider and Ultraman are still staying. And why is that? Longtime fans of Super Sentai were quick to point out that the series isn't actually ending, just a specific IP. We'll definitely have a new tokusatsu show about a team of superheroes, they say, and they're right. Toei most likely will create a reboot, rebrand spiritual successor to Super Sentai, already rumored to be titled Universe Heroes. But we don't know if it will basically be the same show under a different name or a completely original franchise with its own themes and lore. People wonder why this long-running series is getting cancelled after 50 long years. Well, the safe bet is money. At the same time, a lot of kids today are not as passionate as Super Sentai as their parents were. They're not buying enough toys to offset the production costs of the show. With Super Sentai coming to an end and Disney taking over the Power Rangers series, what will happen now? We'll see in the future. Disney must try to do its own thing and not rely on Sentai footage for fight scenes. As for the giant robot sequences, I sincerely hope they use a blend of CGI and live action and not AI, because if they indeed use that, it's going to suck. I sincerely hope that Disney doesn't screw up the Power Rangers, because they did really good from Ninja Storm to RPM. Whatever replaces Super Sentai, let's just hope it doesn't try to be like the long-running series and be its own thing, with its own themes and lore, of course. The Super Mario Bros. Movie was a complete success, and its upcoming sequel, the Super Mario Galaxy movie, will also be a success. It is also known that the live-action Legend of Zelda movie will come on 2027, and we all saw the first pictures of the movie of Benjamin Ainsworth as Link and Bo Bragison as Princess Zelda. So far, so good. It turns out that Nintendo is going to focus on its next movie project, which involves one of its greatest titles pitched for a Hollywood movie adaptation. According to a scoop, Universal Studios is trying to secure the rights for a Metroid movie. This is just the latest mention of a potential Metroid film project. Previously known scooper Daniel Richman shared a similar piece of news suggesting that Nintendo was overseeing the development of a Metroid movie. There are other reports that revealed a potential Donkey Kong movie is in the works between Nintendo and Universal as a spin-off of the Super Mario Bros. Movies. Now, this is not the first time that a Metroid movie was planned. Back in the early 2000s, I remember that Warren Zide and Craig Perry, the masterminds behind American Pie and Final Destination, were planning to bring a Metroid movie to the big screen. But then, they lost those rights, and these rights went to the director of Face Off and Mission Impossible 2, John Woo. He also lost those rights, and the movie ended up in development hell. I still remember people back in the early 2000s thinking of the following actresses playing as Samus Aran, such as Ali Larter, Amy Smart, Uma Thurman, Angelina Jolie, Peter Wilson, Cameron Diaz, etc. Paris Hilton auditioned for the role of Samus. Oh boy. My opinion about these choices at that time: Ali, yes. Amy, yes. Uma, yes. Peter, she would have been awesome as well. Cameron, definitely. Angelina Jolie being Lara Croft will be considered typecast. Sorry, Angelina. Paris Hilton as Samus? No, no, no. Hell no! Hell, I think that Michelle Rodriguez would have been awesome too. I remember Oscar-winning actress Brie Larson wanting to play as the iconic protagonist of the Metroid series. She could, or she is not going to play. We'll see. Other choices I have besides Brie Larson are Peyton List, Cobra Kai, Florence Pugh, Sydney Sweeney, although she's under a lot of heat right now, Jennifer Lawrence, etc. Hell, I thought either Katie Cassidy or Katie Lotz in the past would have been perfect for Samus Aran. Now, if Universal turns Nintendo movies into an MCU-style universe, then they better not repeat the mistakes of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Could Nintendo be the next Marvel Cinematic Universe? We'll see. As the song says, tomorrow never knows. It has been 7 long years since the last Star Wars movie, which was the ill-fated Rise of Skywalker movie, and now we are getting a new movie titled The Mandalorian and Grogu, which continues the story of the TV series. In my opinion, about that show, the first 2 seasons were great, but the third one, well, they kind of fumbled the ball on that one. They did. So in that upcoming movie, the iconic duo is recruited by the New Republic to fight against the Imperial Remnants, what remains of the dreaded Galactic Empire. And we all know that from the ashes of the Galactic Empire, the even more feared and dreaded First Order rises. Now, what was George Lucas' mistake according to some fans? Failing Boba Fett. Boba Fett made his debut in Empire Strikes Back, which is a movie I consider to be the best in the entire series. And this is gonna put a target on my back for saying this. It's better than The Last Jedi. Anyway, since Boba tracked down the Millennium Falcon, he had so much potential. He only had a few lines, but sometimes silent characters have more mysteries to them. What I hated about Return of the Jedi is how he was seen as a joke as he was thrown into the Sarlacc pit. Bad move. Although I was excited to see that the Book of Boba Fett was going to bring back that amazing character, they also fumbled the ball with that show. Since Boba's introduction, we've met a bunch of other Mandalorians. Din, Jango Fett, Bo-Katan, Sabine Wren, Bas Vizsla, Pre Vizsla, and the list goes on and on. We've seen where they get their armor, we've seen the ruins of their world, and we've seen when they're allowed to remove their helmets. Star Wars will continue expanding that lore in its next movie. Now, The Mandalorian and Grogu is not quite a Boba Fett movie, but if he is there, then I hope they don't screw him over again. Just make him even more badass than how he was shown in Empire Strikes Back. And perhaps he might be redeemed for Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and also the Book of Boba Fett. Making him badass again might just redeem the mistakes of of the Book of Boba Fett and also Return of the Jedi. Sorry. Scarlett Johansson is one of my most favorite actresses and one of my crushes as well growing up. It turns out that Scarlett will be in Matt Reeves' sequel to The Batman, which stars Robert Pattinson as the Cape Crusader. Deadline has confirmed that Scarlett Johansson is circling a role in The Batman Part 2, as she is in final negotiations to join the superhero installment. Nexus Point News was the first to report on her casting audition. DC Studios has yet to comment on the story as of right now. While the story of the movie is unknown, it's going to take place after the HBO TV series, The Penguin, which was an amazing show. Now, regarding the main villains of the sequel, some people state that Mr. Freeze is going to be the villain, or Clayface, or probably introduce the Phantasm in live action, potentially played by Scarlett Johansson herself. For those who don't know who the Phantasm is, it's one of the main antagonists in the animated Batman movie titled Batman: Mask of the Phantasm, one of the best Batman animated movies ever made. And that movie takes place in the same universe as the 1992 cartoon Batman the Animated Series. The Phantasm's name is Andrea Beaumont, who was Bruce's first true love before he became the Dark Knight. Her father was heavily in debt with the Mafia and she was forced to flee with him to be safe. Despite having paid his debts, he was still murdered, which causes Andrea to wear a Grim Reaper-like costume with razor-sharp scythe blade on her right hand and a smoke-emitting gauntlet on her left hand, thus becoming the Phantasm, waging her war on the Mafia, who killed her family. Every time the Phantasm appears before a big-time mobster, she says this iconic quote with a deep guttural voice: "Your angel of death awaits." I think Scarlett Johansson will be perfect for the Phantasm. If not, she could be Poison Ivy and hopefully do the character some justice as well. The Batman Part 2 is scheduled for release on October 1st, 2027. And now for the main event. Netflix wins the bidding war for Warner Bros. Discovery, and it could buy both the studio and HBO Max. Netflix is one of the biggest streaming services in the world and started out as a movie rental service which delivered DVD and Blu-ray movies. But then it started streaming movies and TV shows and became something huge. It started having its own shows such as Orange is the New Black, House of Cards, The Get Down, Stranger Things, Castlevania, 30 Reasons Why, Fuller House, Midnight Mass, and so many more. Hell, Netflix also has its own movies as well. Some of these movies and shows were loved, others loathed. Now, Warner Bros. Discovery has been on sale for some time now, and the winner of that bidding is Netflix. Now, Warner Bros. Discovery has been on sale for some time now, and the winner of that bidding is Netflix. Bloomberg first reported the news, which was later corroborated by The Hollywood Reporter and Variety. The streamer has now entered exclusive negotiations with Warner Bros. Discovery to acquire its film and TV studio as well as its streaming service, HBO Max. Per Bloomberg, the companies could close a deal in the coming days. The outlet also revealed Warner Bros. Discovery will complete its planned split from its cable networks such as TNT, TBS, and CNN before closing the sale with Netflix. Since Netflix won this bidding, what could this mean for James Gunn's DCU and DC Studios? What can this also mean for HBO Max? We shall see, everyone. If a deal closes, it could mean that they could work on brand new projects not just for DC, but some original projects as well. Warner Bros. Is one of Hollywood's biggest studios and brought us great movies and bad ones too. And it brought us Looney Tunes as well, and we all love the classics as well. Let's not forget that for years, Warner Bros. Has been behind most of the DC movies, such as Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, The Flash, etc. And also brought us DC Comics cartoons that we all loved, such as Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, The Batman Superman Adventures, Batman Beyond, Justice League Unlimited, Young Justice, Teen Titans, and yeah, that show, Teen Titans Go. Hell, Warner also played a part in Smallville and the Arrowverse as well. And that's it for the latest news, everyone. Don't forget to comment, share, subscribe, and please hit that like button. This is John of Video Games in the World, signing off.